with those who are found in possession of suspected stolen property. One of the biggest challenges in this theft chain, there are those who think that there are usually accidents within the theft chain. Especially, let me give a scenario. We have had scenarios where somebody steals government medicines and then he keeps them at your residence. Now, when we are doing our investigations, we end up at your doorsteps. Now, in our experience as law enforcement officers, we have come into contact with such persons pleading for their lives. Police, help me. This man, I didn't know he was a thief. He brought medicine and stored it and told me to keep it. So, make use of this communication I am making today, that Mr. Kamagale has made life very easy for all of us Ugandans. He embosses the medicine. The challenge would be if the medicine has no embossment, has no mark, but he has made life very easy. Even a juvenile can tell that this is stolen medicine, because you simply need to read, not for sale, government of Uganda. And in this world where there is free education, there would be very little defense that you could fail to differentiate and discern that this is stolen property. Even transporting, you will be an accomplice to that offense. In other words, the chain can mean to harvest very many actors. So what we are saying, do not participate in the theft. You leave the other man die in his own movie. So, that is a very important message. As a police officer, I would wish to push forward. The second issue, Sheila, the issue of deterrence. I would rather spend more time echoing on the issue of citizen journalism, or the issue of investigative journalism. Recently, it's not so many months ago, NBS uncovered a suspected quack of a doctor. You remember? I think from the areas of Kasangati. If you could go that mile, you can imagine the energy needed simply to detect medicine which is embossed. And one thing also we need to educate the public is that medicine is not like money. When a thief steals money, he can decide to keep it in his pocket, and when he's spending it, you cannot tell the source. Medicine has to be consumed by somebody else. It has to be purchased, because somebody cannot steal drugs and take them himself. So there must be a recipient who, out of good conscience, can choose to malice, or actually it will not be malice, can choose to foil that theft. So our clarion call is that the moment the citizenry chooses that that drug shall not be consumed when stolen, it would be game down for the thief. Now, one of the other items we need to bring to your attention is that in every district of Uganda, we have the district security committees. And the NMS, whenever they are making any deliveries, they inform our teams. Now, no one thinks that we are highly involved in the distribution chain. So what we only need is the information when the distribution starts taking a different direction. By district security committee, I mean a committee headed by the RDC or RCC of a district or a city, where the DPC, the OCCID, and the crime intelligence officer of the district or division sits on that committee. So we have a fully-fledged network. I don't see why the citizens would not make use of that structure. Whistleblowers, we give you guarantees. The moment you blow the whistle, we are willing and ready to protect you. We have done it before, we can always do it. So our commitment is to ensure that we liaise with the general population and all other stakeholders, and it is the reason why I'm here today. That we speak one voice, we speak it strongly, and make a very strong commitment that should anybody touch our drugs, our medicines, he will be threatening national security, and we need to deal with him with a very strong arm. And that's why I'm here today. I thank you, and thank you very, very much for giving us all this attention. Maybe the only thing I did not hear, Sheila, putting the English aside, sometimes we need to give our population the Uganda version. You're welcome.
So colleagues, once the DG speaks, when GM comes, he's going to give a summary in Luganda, and all the questions that will be asked, whoever comes to answer them will respond to your question and give a summary of what they said in Luganda. Is that agreeable? Okay? All right, so it is my honor now to invite our Director General.
Thank you, Sheila. I want to thank my colleagues, Moses Kamabale, Warren Wamala, and colleague from police. My name is Charles Olaro, the Director General of Health Services. The issues of theft of drugs definitely is a fundamental concern for Minister of Health, because as all of you know, health is wealth. So if there is any interruption on the and availability and access, then it causes what we call the third delay. First, it probably has delayed from home, it has delayed to access transport, but also when it gets to the facility, again there's a delay because first of all there are no gloves. So we really, as a ministry, we want to thank this multi-sectoral approach where different government entities are coming together to address this. Because the main person who is affected definitely is the health sector and me as a service provider. So to achieve this, the minister has rolled out the electronic medical record system in facilities as a digital tool for management of medicines and medical commodities. Currently, most of our facilities are able to order drugs from NMS electronically. So that has been addressed. But now what we need to address is the aspect of last mile, that how does it move from the store to the individual, and how do we account for it? So this system has been able to help us to promote this. We are on the early phase. So far we have rolled it over to 77 health facilities that are currently, and we started at the high volumes, all the national hospitals, the regional referral hospitals, 54 general hospitals, and also in a few health center force. So we seek that this will digitalize the whole eco-medicine management ecosystem. If this is done, I would implore you, since you are within Kampala, you can visit the hospitals in Kampala, you can visit Kirudu and visit others, and you'll be able to see that you cannot access drugs if your information has not been entered into the systems. The other aspect which we think definitely also will be able to cover this is the new national Drug and Health Products Authority Bill, which is being discussed, because it has come with very strict penalties. So when this law puts into place, definitely the penalties, and as the funder has highlighted, definitely there will be a special court for those who steal what? Government drugs. So whereas we are waiting for that, I also want to take the opportunity to just indicate that medicine is not a solution for what? Everything. And I think that's here is prevention is what? Better than cure. So that the demand of medicine does not continue. So we need still to be able to implore. So there are many mechanisms which we can be able to do that. And I will want probably the first members of the first estate, yourself, to start with that. How do you care for yourself? What we call self-care. And when you do that, then probably the need for drugs will not be what? Will not be significant. Why should you drive in a high speed and then get an accident, and then you say that you should get into a health facility and become an emergency? So we need to be able to address that aspect. Issues of access, alcohol intake, smoking, nutrition and diet and exercise. So we need to be able to do that. So for the facilities which so far have not got these systems, we are encouraging that they continue with maintenance of stock cards and dispensing logs, so that we can be able to track this supply and delivery of drugs. The last one which I want to mention definitely is that we have set medicine and therapeutic committees in our hospitals, and this definitely has been able to support these services at the facility. And then the other one which we are working with NMS and all the other providers is the issues of that how do we align our budgets, because also that we can order supplies which we do not need most of them. We need to order supplies which address most of the conditions which patients come with. So we are looking at the procurement plans, because government budget has progressively been increasing over years, and we need to be able to look at that do the hospitals put their money to buy things which patients need when they come to the health facilities. And we think that if this is done, then you will be able to see that you avoid getting expiries, because you have bought things which are not fast going, and probably you have wasted money. So as a Minister of Health, we want to call on the public that we have a very big responsibility to help us and to help yourself, so that we address this vice of drug theft, drug pilferage once and for all. Then we will be able to speak now from the ministry side, what is that additional resources which we do what? Which we need. But for now, definitely that if we don't close the tap, then the demand continues to grow. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, our DG. Colleagues, I'll now invite the General Manager to give a recap of what has been said, and after that we'll take questions. When you stand up to speak, please tell us your name, your media house, and kindly restrict yourself to today's topic, which is theft of government medicines. Thank you. Most welcome, GM.
Thank you very much, Sheila, and thank you very much the partners that we have enlisted in this campaign to ensure that we reduce, if not eliminate, the theft of medicines and other medical supplies from government health facilities, which are meant to be received free of charge by the patients that go to those government health facilities. We have said and we have informed Ugandans through you that government provides a budget for procurement of essential medicines and medical supplies, and these essential medical supplies and medicines are bought and delivered to all government health facilities. We have also, and we want to inform Ugandans that in addition to the budget that government of Uganda provides through the appropriation, the members of parliament, we also have a significant amount of medicines and health supplies that our development partners or donors give us in kind, and those are additional to the quantities that government of Uganda buys, and all these are delivered to government health facilities. The budget for the procurement and delivery of these medicines has increased significantly over the years, and we therefore would not want that the people who have paid their taxes, either the Ugandans or our partners who have provided the supplies, again from the money that is given to them by their taxpayers, does not give us the intended benefit. Which benefit is that the Ugandans who go to these government health facilities are able to receive these medicines and health supplies that are meant for them free of charge. Government has embossed these medicines and health supplies to the extent possible. Government has put in place a system that monitors and ensures that all the medicines and health supplies that leave national medical stores reach the intended beneficiary. We can monitor and we can confirm. And some of these tools are available to you, that you can, in the comfort of your seat today or in your offices or wherever you are in your homes, be able to have information on when these medicines and health supplies were delivered and were received, and probably who actually received these supplies. And therefore, the wananchi should be able to access these medicines that we deliver to these health facilities free of charge. Dr. Warren Namara of the Health Monitoring Unit talked about Ugandans who stampede our health facilities. We only need patients at our health facilities to benefit from these medicines. We do not want neighbors who receive calls or who see the truck of NMS delivering these medicines and rush to get their share. Medicines are not a ration that you have a share if you are not a patient. It does not matter, and you should not complain as a Ugandan that God has been so gracious to you and you have not fallen sick, and therefore you ask who took your share of the medicines. Just be patient, because today it's me, tomorrow when I am okay, it will be you who will need those medicines. So the wananchi should not just rush to the government health facilities, pick the medicines if they do not need them, that is, if they are not sick and need a solution from the health facilities. We have got reassurance and we would want you to help us inform the wananchi that police is on standby to help us within the structures that they have, and all the other security forces are on standby to help us to get these people and bring them before the courts of law so that they can receive their due punishment. The challenge that we've been having, as we heard from the Director General of Health Services, is that some of the penalties, actually not some, all the penalties that we currently have are so lenient. You get somebody, medicines worth 200 million, you secure a conviction in courts of law, and they get this person and ask them to pay a fine of not more than 5 million. So even if they give them the maximum of 5 million, it will not be proportionate to the medicines or the value of the medicines that they will have attempted or they will have been found with. We need stringent penalties, and it is because of that that the Ministry of Health has tabled amendments which you have seen and you have reported about. If these are passed by the Parliament of Uganda, as we expect, they should go a long way to dealing with this problem. We also need probably more innovations in those penalties, that we should not only state that they should be just up to 100 million. It should be somebody to pay at least 3 times the value of the medicines and health supplies they find you with. Because if you put it at 100 and somebody steals medicines and supplies, as you heard from Health Monitoring Unit Director, of more than $1 billion, somebody can still pay 100 million and walk away. That punishment should be tied to the value of the medicines or the 100 million, whichever is greater. So if they find me with medicines of 1 billion, I should not just pay 100 million and go away. I should be able to pay 3 times, which is 3 billion. And if they find me with medicines of 5 million, then the 100 million becomes a higher penalty. So that is what we would want to see in the amendments, and we would want to urge you and the people who are going to make presentations, the Committee of Parliament, the Health Committee of Parliament that is discussing this bill, to make sure that you will make this difficult. Not only the one who they have found with medicines, as the police public relations officer has said, even the people that have been keeping these medicines or storing them, even the vehicle, the conveyance, if they find medicines conveyed in a bus, either the bus should be able to pay this penalty, or in some other countries, they actually confiscate the means of distribution or conveyance they find you with. If they find you with medicines of stolen, they will also confiscate your bus or the lorry, and they will auction it, and it becomes government property. So some of these punishments would go a long way in helping us deal with this issue. We have heard of the electronic medical records, which the Director General of Health Services has informed us about. That is the IT system that ensures that it talks to the system of NMS. Currently, our system is from NMS. Who took the 100, the 200, the 1,000 mama kits that we delivered to these government health facility, so that we know. We look at the mothers who delivered that month. We also look at the mama kits which we have, and then we can know that yes, government brought 100 mama kits, but 120 mothers delivered. So it is the 100 mothers that got and the 20 did not get. We want this information to be there. But now what is currently happening is that you deliver 100 mama kits, no mother receives the mama kit, but all you are being told is that the mama kits you delivered were not enough. We want a system that allows us to follow up and know. This is just the mama kit. You always find this at the government health facilities, up the health center 3, because those are the ones accredited by government to be able to receive, to be able to deliver our mothers. As you can see, that pack itself is sealed and it has government of Uganda not for sale. So it should be, somebody should be able to see it. You have this is cotton wool, which is supposed to be, you always hear when mothers are going to deliver, they are asked to buy cotton. So this is the cotton wool. It is very squeezed, but that is the cotton wool that they use. You will have what they call chivera. They tell the mothers, rete chivera. So this is the Macintosh for the mother, so that when you are on that delivery bed or when you are in your labor suit, they first put it there so that you do not make the other parts of the bed very dirty. This one is the cavera or the chivera for the baby, because sometimes, yes, when the baby comes out, you also need to put them in a different place. The same thing has gauze. They will ask you to buy this cotton wool and gauze because the mothers need, most of the mothers in our places, in those lower facilities, use this one for padding. So they need the gauze to wrap around the cotton wool and use it for padding, so that if they have any fluids coming out of them, these padding, these fluids should be able to be absorbed. They always ask our mothers to get surgical gloves. Each mama kit has 5 pairs of surgical gloves. It is very rare that somebody, the person helping our mother to deliver, will need more than 5 pairs of gloves. In most cases, they need 3 or 4 pairs of surgical gloves. We also have this. This is when the mother comes, we should be able to bathe the mother, rather the kid, and keep them. This is it. This is the soap that you always find in this area. We also have the razor blade and the umbilical tape, which is there to cut and make sure that we are able to tie the umbilical cord. So these are the basic things that are found in the mama kits. And these mama kits are available at the health facilities. All government health facilities where mothers deliver, health center 3 and above. The challenge is you are always telling the wananchi that these mama kits are there. You are always telling them. You are the ones telling the wananchi that the medicines are not there. No wonder the wananchi believe that these medicines are not there, that these mama kits are not there. And that is the challenge that we are having. So we believe that from today, you will give the correct message. That government provides the budget, and that budget procures and delivers these commodities to the government health facilities. Number 2, that the partners provide medicines and health supplies, and these ones are also delivered to the health facilities in addition to what government has provided. That some of these supplies may not be enough, but we cannot know truly how much more we need if the tap is leaking. Let us first close the tap and we stop the leakage of this water, of these commodities, so that then we can know when all these Ugandans start receiving these supplies the way they are supposed to receive, how many more would not have received, so that we can now appropriately budget for them. But for us to keep saying there are no medicines in government health facilities, and then when NMS actually delays to deliver these commodities, the same people are in the paper saying NMS has delayed to deliver these supplies, and that's why they are not there. But in the first case, you said we don't deliver these supplies. So let us give the correct message to the wananchi. That is what we are asking of you. let us give the correct message to the wananchi. Let the wananchi go and benefit from these commodities. Let us now know the people who are in the habit of diverting these commodities from the people who are supposed to receive them free of charge, and either selling them to these patients within the hospital or taking them outside of the hospital into their private facilities. But we also hear they are also sold in the neighboring countries. So we need to stop that and stop it now, because Ugandans cannot continue not benefiting from their taxes the way it is currently. I would like to thank you very much for listening to me. And the DMT, yes, I'm being reminded, any one of you, if you have your smartphone, you just go to Google, put in dmt.nms, dmt.nms. Are you there? Yes. Just Google. This is available for every Ugandan. dmt.nms. Are we there? I don't know whether we are together. dmt.nms. And there you should be able to see NMS dispatches. You should be able to see the NMS deliveries. You should be able to see LMD deliveries. Those are last mile deliveries. That means that they deliver to the individual health facility. When you click at DMS, you will see something like this. Are you there? Are we there? Yes. So once you are there, you'll be able to see dispatches from NMS. That is the medicines that we have sent. You will be able to see NMS deliveries. That is when we deliver at the DHO's office. Then you'll be able to see LMD deliveries. That is when we pick them from where we have delivered them at the DHO's office and we deliver them to the individual facilities. So if you click, for example, on LMD deliveries, just tap on LMS deliveries and you go down. You will be able to see where we delivered on 27th. That was the last delivery that we made to the individual health facilities. 27th of this month, the district was Moroto, and you will be able to see the individual health facilities that we delivered to. And you can also go across and see the in charge of the facility who received these medicines. And if you continue across, you will see that this message was copied to the DHO of Moroto district, the RDC, the CAO, the MPs, and the in charges. If it is ongoing, we should also be able to indicate that. And the same thing, if you want to know where we have delivered this morning or which vehicles we dispatched this morning, you can also click and get to know. So this is something the wananchi can make use of, to know that the medicines have been delivered, and to go and ask, because you are free to go and ask more details from the people who will have received these medicines. Thank you very much. Is there any questions? Are there any questions? You are the one in charge. Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much. My name is Grace Eginya from Salt Media. My questions will be going to Mr. Kamabare, to be specific. This campaign you're starting, it is not going to be that so easy for the media. I'm giving information because all the networks, all the irregularities we've been seeing, they originate from NMS. It is official aware about the budget status distributed. They are aware when these drugs are to be procured, and they know even the networks. So turning your responsibility to the media, I think it is unfair game, and I can assure you, it may not work. Unless when you work with security agencies, we appreciate the press briefing you've given us and the statistics. But this is your responsibility. It has happened on several occasions. There has been a public outcry, but the response has not been so progressive. Second, the supply of non-essential medicines in various referral centers has been reported. We have seen even NMS spending over 6 billion banning medicine which is expired. Where have you been and why haven't you responded? Each year money is being spent. Thirdly, tell us about your budget this year. You've talked about your budget progressing each year, but you're not giving us figures. This time around, how much has been dispersed as compared to last year? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's try and restrict the questions. We have many entities here, so if all of us had to ask 5 questions, you can be sure we shall sleep here. So if we can only limit to maximum 2 questions per person. Please, your name and media house.
Thank you very much. My name is Peter Wandeme. I work with Delta TV Puma. You said that journalists can be protected when doing the investigative stories about the medicine theft. You and me can recall back in 2019 where Solomon Serwanja was haunted even to the extent of the wife being taken in custody while doing a story about the same thing of medicine theft. How sure should we be that you are not just doing PR, but in the real sense you're going to be haunting us when you see something similar to that story? Thank you.
Okay. Good morning.
My name is Catherine Nakato from NBS TV. I would want to know how much have we lost in the past financial year, 2023-2024.
Who do you want to answer the question?
The ED
Of
State
House?
No, NMS.
How much have we what?
Lost. He talks about recoveries. I would want to know how much have we lost.
Okay, I think that was the ED State House Health Monitoring Unit. Okay. How much have we lost? Okay. Let's have 3 more questions.
Good morning, thank you. My name is Susan Nanyas. I work with Fact TV. Segiling, you talked about this, but I want to be specific on how often do you supply this medicine or that medical equipment? Do you have a specific timetable in a year that, say this district will supply this period of the year? Also, Dr. Warren talked of population running to the hospitals today to get the equipment and the medicine. If they get the information that medicine has been, delivered, who gives this medicine to the population? Because Miss Susan, I don't have access to the store. This is your weakness, maybe. Also, these mama kits that you've showed us, Doctor, the Director, NMS, very often, especially the government hospitals, they say, and they tell these mothers to buy the mama kits, and you've said they're always there. Where are they? Thank you.
Okay, 2 more. This side. I think
I'm here.
This side.
Thank you so much. My name is Ruiz Ibrahim from the New Vision. NMS ED and the police have talked about the theft of drugs, but I want to know, so far how many have you arrested? What are their names? From which health facilities? And when are they going to be penalized?
Thanks. Mine goes to DG. I'm Ron Mayanja. DG, 2 years ago, His Excellency talked of cleaning up the referral hospitals, in that all the pharmacies in the referral hospitals be cleaned out. But up to now, we see mushrooming of pharmacies in the referral hospitals. Who are the owners of those referral hospitals? I personally, I report health stories. It's true, NMS does its part. But also NMS, I have a question to Dr. Kamabari. I think you have security agencies who always escort those vehicles when they are supplying government drugs. How come? It's true that you supply the drugs to the hospitals, but within 2 hours or 1 day, the drugs that you've supplied, they are over. How come that those drugs are out of the system when they are security there? Thanks.
Okay, last question.
Good morning. My name is Kansima Rosemary. I work with Inside Post. My question goes to Dr. Kamabari. It's a request, and I would like to know how often do you supply medicine in Murago Hospital, and I would like to know when you're supplying this medicine, the doctors from Murago, the in charge, like they give you the list of the medicine they want, because for example, there is this medicine called Celebram. Even at this moment, it isn't there. And most of patients in ICU, they are dying because of that medicine, and it is so costly. Taking an example, one piece of Celebram is 120, but in the hospital, it isn't there. Because I myself, I had a patient, but it was so much touching that the doctors, they gave me a number to go to a certain health center to buy it. So I'm asking myself, why is it that medicine, it isn't there and it is costly? Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there's time, we shall take another round, but I would request that we return to our bosses to answer this question. I want to seek your indulgence, colleagues in the media. Do they first answer the English version and then come back for Uganda, or whoever comes, they answer the questions and give the Uganda wrap-up? Okay? Okay, so my dear bosses, we're going to first, you'll answer the questions and then take time to do a wrap-up of everything that you have said, including the question that you have just answered in Luganda. There are more questions. But they may have, you know, the president is what? He's launching his manifesto. So we have, okay guys, all right. Okay, I've been allowed that you can ask, ladies and gentlemen. Clap for my bosses. Okay, I'll now invite Bandai. We are just I'll now invite our general manager to come and start with the responses, and then you do a recap in Uganda.
Thank you very much. I will start with the person who said that this campaign will not succeed. I can assure you it will. So relax, it will succeed because Ugandans want medicines and they want information that these medicines have been received, and we believe that if you convey this information that we have shared with you, this campaign will succeed. On the expired medicines, we heard from the director HMU, but we know that medicines, like anything that has an expiry date, some of that will expire, and that is why you go to supermarkets. Those are not medicines. You'll find some things which have expired, and they expire because they have expiry date. The challenge, that the issue that we would be addressing here is the quantity that has expired. That is the only concern. So the formula that is there worldwide for the information of my brother and everybody who would want to know is that if the value of the medicines that you have, that you turn out every financial year, if the value of not more than 5% expires, you are within allowable limits. Meaning that 95% of what you receive, not less than 95% of what you receive, will be utilized. You are still there within the allowable limits. And that is all over the world. It is not just here. So, if the medicines have expired, the question will be which medicines expired. And some of these issues have been asked, and we have responded to them. The Auditor General has asked the same question before and was clear and stated it exactly why these medicines expired. You come to the warehouse of NMS and the medicines expire. Which medicines expired in NMS last financial year? COVID vaccines, COVID test kits, ARVs, which are the old type that was no longer effective. What would you want us to do with that? if COVID vaccines come, and by God's grace, COVID goes, what do you want us to do with the COVID vaccine? We cannot use it for malaria. We cannot use it for anything else. It is not medicine that is wide range, that you have a painkiller. If the pain is not for malaria, you can use paracetamol for any other fever. This is specific for a disease. If it is not utilized, it will expire, and we have a responsibility to safely dispose it off. So if we dispose it off the way we did, we are well within our limits, and Ugandans should thank us that we had brought these COVID vaccines in the event that COVID had not gone. But we thank God that it went before all of it was utilized, and therefore we had to incinerate it. How much budget does government give us? This financial year we have 717 billion, which government has given us. And if we can tell you that this budget started rising, if you look at more than 10 years ago, at one time NMF's budget was 60 billion for the whole financial year. Around 2009-2010 financial year, 60 billion. And that included the medicine for government of Uganda, but also the budget for the development partners. Put together, it was 60 billion. Last financial year, to give you an indication of how it was increased, if you put together the 717 that government gave us, plus the one of development partners, NMS last financial year delivered medicines and health supplies worth 1.5 trillion Uganda shillings. That is how much it has been increasing, my brother. So, on the delivery schedule, we have a delivery schedule, and NMS delivers once every 2 months. Once every 2 months, and that is what we call cycle. So when you look at our DMT and you see cycle, that is delivery for 2 months. That is why we have 6 cycles. So you will see cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 6, because we deliver in the 12 months, we deliver 6 cycles, because we deliver once every 2 months to the regional referral hospitals, up to lower in the health center too. But for Mulago, the national referral hospitals, we deliver to them once every month, because for them they do not have enough store to keep all the medicines that would be delivering to them, all the 2 months stock. Mama kits, whether they are there or not, we have given you the information, and it is a fact. So go to the health facilities, ask them about the last delivery that we made to them. You will be able to see Mama Kit as one of the items that we delivered those health facilities. So it is not just that we are saying, it is a fact that we deliver these Mama Kit. Why the mothers are not receiving them, that's why we are here. That's why we are here. Because I think a few years ago, there were about 3 or 4 years, when His Excellency the President visited, was it Nakauka Health Center 3? You reported widely about it. When we went there with him, and the mothers we found in the maternity ward did not, they had been told to go and buy these beveras, they had been told to buy the gloves, they had been told to buy cotton wool. But when we went in their store, we found 55 Mama Kits that NMS had previously delivered 3 weeks prior to that, still locked up. And these mothers who were being attended to had not received them. That is why we are giving you the information. Why? Because you have been going around telling people that these Mama Kits are not there. We are telling you that they are there. If they knew that they were there and they demanded for them, they would be given. But if you continue telling them that they are not there, then they will continue locking them in the stores and selling, opening these veras and be selling the individual components of these Mama Kits to them. Security system, yes, the security system is there. And that is why we told you that our work as NMS ends when these medicines and health supplies are received by the in-charges of the health facility. After that, our trucks come back and the NMS's work is done. What has been missing is that once these items are delivered, how do they then reach the patient? That is the system that we have not been having in the country. And that is the system that now government has decided to put in place, and you heard about it. They are called electronic medical records. and they are the ones that will be able to tell you that Kamawale went to Mulago Hospital today and got TB medicines. That if I go now from Mulago and I want to go to Entebbe Hospital to get the same TB medicines, they will say thank you very much, as from the system we can see that you got your TB dose from Mulago Hospital and therefore you should not be able to receive it. Why? Because we had seen a system in this country. There are unscrupulous people in town here whose work it is to just collect medicines from different health facilities, especially ARVs, TB medicines, and antimalarials. They just go, they get a patient who actually tests positive. They go to one health facility, they test them, they give them a dose of coartem. They move with them to the second health facility, they do the test, they again positive, they give them by the end of the day, they have collected 20 doses of antimalarial. And that's what they do for a living here. We have seen the same thing for HIV patients. They go and enlist themselves in about 10 health centers around town. So they will pick from Chirudu, go and pick from Mulago, go to Nsambi and pick, go to Mengo and pick the same patient. Why? Because our systems are not talking to each other. So now government has said, let us first test them within the health facility, and the second step will be to make them talk to each other, so that if you have picked these medicines from one area, you cannot go in any other part of the country and will receive these medicines. For my sister who was talking about a specific type of medicine, I couldn't clearly understand what that type of medicine is. We will get to you and see which is that a trade name, because it doesn't sound like it is the drug name, which could be the business name of that medicine. So Sheila is going to get to you and we say whether it is part of the medicines that we deliver. Yes, Sheila is going to come to you and then we'll confirm whether it is among the types of medicines that we deliver to government health facilities. Sheila, there is another lot, I think, because we had that. EDHMU had a question, and I think police, Uganda. Now that Uganda. I'm told everybody understands English, so bannange olwaleero tuze wano okubategeeza ebifa mu ggwanga na nnyo ebifa ku kubunisa eddagala lyaffe okuva mu kitongole kya National Medical Store okugendera ddala tuukira ddala ku malwaliro gammwe agali mu byalo, agali ku miruka, agali ku kugombolola n'amanene. Ekitongole kya National Medical Store kyaweebwa obuvunaanyizibwa n'essente ez'okulaba nti tugula, tutereka ate tutuusa eddagala eriba lisabiddwa amalwaliro gonna ga gavumenti. N'olwekyo tuzze nga tukola omulimu gwaffe nga bwe tulina ogukola. Kyokka ensonga gye tuzze okunnyonnyola Abannayuganda olwaleero y'ey'okugamba nti Abannayuganda abangi tebamanyi nti eddagala lino tulituusiza ddala mu malwaliro gaabwe wonna mu ggwanga lyaffe. Twagala tutegeeze Munnayuganda atuwuliriza n'oyo atulaba nti eddagala lyo tulituusiza ddala mu ddwaliro lyo, ate muzze nga mulaba emmotoka zaffe nga zireeta eddagala eryo. Kyokka waliwo obuzibu obubaddewo bwe twagala mutuyambe mmwe nga Abannayuganda okugonjoola. Kati eno kaweefube eriko yakulaba nti eddagala bwe liba lituuse mu ddwaliro lyo, oli aba alijjeemu mu bukyamu tomukkiriza, oba oli wa bodaboda, oba olina emmotoka, oba waliwo gw'olabye ng'ayagala kukukusa eddagala lyo, tomukkiriza kulijja mu malwaliro ge tuba tulituusizaamu n'okulibba, oba sinakindi okukusaba ssente nti osasulire eddagala eryo nga lya bwereere, kubanga eddagala lyonna lyetuwaayo mu malwaliro gwe ng'omulwadde Munnayuganda olina okulifuna ku bwereere. N'olwekyo oli omusawo bwakugamba nti eno glaavu eri wano sooka osasule, ng'olaba nti ewandiiseeko ebiwandiiko ebitegeeza nti si yakusasulira, tokkiriza. Ate si kugaana kokka, waliwo essimu gye batuwadde wano eya Health Monitoring Unit. Kuba essimu eyo aba Health Monitoring Unit bajja kukonektinga ku poliisi ekuli kumpi, balabe nti bakuyamba ate ne bayamba n'Abannayuganda abalala okulaba nti eddagala lyabwe tebalibba. Tugambye nti tulina ebyoma ebyakalimagezi ebituyamba okutegeera oba okumanya nti eddagala eryo lituusiddwa mu malwaliro gaffe. Eyo DMT2 gye tubanyonyodde, bw'ogenda ku Google n'owandiika ennyukuta da ma ne ta n'oteekako akatoonyeze na ne ma ne sa nga NMS, ejja kutuukiza ddala butereevu w'oyagalira okumanya eddagala lyo ani bwe baali wadde. NMS erituusizza ku health center yo, kyokka ani akutte eddagala eryo oba asayininze nti eddagala eryo alifunye, ate eddagala eryo liriwa. Tugezaako okubeegayirira Abannayuganda mwenna temuddukira mu malwaliro kubanga eddagala lituuse. Genda ku malwaliro ng'oli mulwadde. Bw'oba toli mulwadde, tukusaba ne seekusaba yonna toddukira mu malwaliro nti ofune sheya yo, kubanga tewali sheya ey'eddagala. Sheya ebaawo ng'oli mulwadde. Bw'oba toli mulwadde oba tolina sheya ku ddagala NMS oba gavumenti lyebeewaddeyo mu malwaliro gaayo. Ebikozesebwa n'eddagala lyonna lyetuwaayo tugezaako nnyo okulaba nti tuteekako twaliramba, ebintu byonna twabiramba Government of Uganda not for sale. Kati awo obuzibu bwe tulinamu obutono, egamba bw'oba nga tosobola kusoma Luzungu, awo kisobola kuleetamu obuzibu. Kyetuva tugamba abantu baffe nti osobola kubuuza muliraanwawo mu ddwaliro, munnange eno eddagala ebampadde oba zino gloves ebampadde za gavumenti za kusasulira, kubanga oli akuwandiikira buwandiikira bwe ziba si za gavumenti n'ozigula wabweru wa ddwaliro. Kyokka oli bwakugamba nti leeta ssente ate nkuwe glove ng'ali munda mu ddwaliro, emirundi emingi ebintu ebyo biba bya bwereere, ate wandibadde ng'obifuna nga tosasudde kasente konna. Tuyina mama kits, kubanga ekyo tuze nga tukyogera. Abakyala bangi zino mama kit si zizo ng'omukyala bw'oba ozze kukebeza oba ku antenatal, kubanga abantu babadde mu malwaliro bagendayo, abalala ne balwana ne bannaasi nga baagala mama kit kubanga baze ku antenatal. Nedda, eyo mama kit tebayo ng'oze ku antenatal. Mama kit ebayo ng'oze okuzaala. Gavumenti yagiteekawo okusobozesa okusikiriza bamaama okujja mu malwaliro kuzaalira mu malwaliro ga gavumenti. Kyetuva tubawa mama kit eno nga yabwereere. Zino mama kit weeziri. Kyetwagala kubategeeza nti mama kit zino weeziri kuva ku health center okweyongerayo waggulu mu malwaliro gonna ga gavumenti. Oli bw'aba akugamba nti mama kit weeri, kyokka olina okuleeta ssente, tokkiriza kumuwa ssente kubanga za bwereere ng'eddagala lyonna lye tuba tutuusizza mu malwaliro ago. Ate bw'oba okitegeddeko nti waliwo abbye mama kit zino n'azitwala wabweru w'eddwaliro mu buduuka bwabwe obubeera mu maaso g'amalwaliro ago, tuyambe otegeeze bekikwatako, bamukwate ate bamuvunaane nga ekirina okubeera. Enamba y'essimu eya HMU nayo bagituwadde, mugirinaawo, mugezeeko kugikuba. Eri eno noti 8 noti 2 4 7. Bw'oba ogikubyeko egenda butereevu mba health monitoring unit, ate bajagezaako bakuyambe okugonjoola ensonga zo. DG oba akulira ebyobulamu mu Ministry of Health, DG Dr. Laro atugambye nti kati ministry egezaako kulaba nti obwomu obwo bwakalimagezi obulondoola eddagala kutuuka ku mulwadde bagenda babutestinga ate babutadde mu malwaliro ag'enjawulo. Tuyina tulowooza nti omwaka gw'ensimbi guno nga guggwako bujja kuba butuuse mu malwaliro amangi aga gavumenti. Obwo bujja kutuyambako okulaba nti tutegeera ani aweereddwa maama kiit eyo, ani aweereddwa kwatemu eyo, ani aweereddwa ARV n'eddagala lyonna lye tuba tutuusizza mu malwaliro gaffe. Ate agambye nti etteeka kati eribonereza abo ababa basangiddwa nga babbye eddagala linafu nnyo. Terikola kyerina okukola, teriziyizza ababbi b'eddagala. N'olwekyo kati waliwo etteeka minisitule y'ebyobulamu lyerese mu palamenti, ate twagala Abannayuganda mwenna muliwagire. Erina fayini zawaggulu okusinga ezo ezibaddewo. Omuntu abadde ng'asangiddwa oli omusanga ng'abbye eddagala erikununkiriza mu miliyoni nga 100, bw'agenda mu kooti n'omusingisa omusango, kooti emuwa fayini ya miliyoni 5. Kye kinene nnyo ekisingayo. Kati kyetwagala kulaba nti kati fayini ezo zongerwako waggulu kuva ku miliyoni ezo 5 okutuukira ddala ku miliyoni 10. Sinakindi batuwe ekibonerezo ekikwatagana n'omuwendo gw'eddagala lye tuba tukusanze nalyo. Bwe tukusanga n'eddagala lya miliyoni nga 10, twagala osasule emirundi 3 ya value y'eddagala lye bakusanze nalyo. Kati fayini egendera eddala miliyoni nga 3 bwe tukusanga n'eddagala lya miliyoni 10. Tulowooza nti bwe tunaakola bwe tutyo tujja kuziyiza abo oba tujja kutangira abo ababadde bagufuuse omulimo obanga bizinesi yaabwe okubba eddagala ly'Abannayuganda ate ne baddamu ne balibaguza oba ne balitwala ne balikukusa ne balitwala mu kiriniki zaabwe oba mu mawanga agatuliraanye. Ndowooza byebyo. Budget gavumenti gyetuwadde mu mwaka guno 717. Kyokka ezo teziri ezo olina okuzigatako eddagala lye tujja kufuna ate lye tuze tufuna mu batuwa obuyambi, kubanga nalyo lye baba batuwadde nalyo lya bbeeyi lya muwendo ogwenkanankana n'ogwo gavumenti bwe beetaddemu, ate oluusi n'okusinga esente ezo gavumenti zeba etaddemu butereevu. N'olwekyo gwe laba nti eddagala lyonna eriba liyingiriddwa mu ddwaliro terivaamu nga terigenze na mulwadde. Oli bw'agamba nti omulwadde we ali bwerwa w'eddwaliro, tomukkiriza kutwala ddagala lyo. Oli bw'aba alina boodabooda oba n'omulaba nga atadde mu nsawo ye ng'ayagala tutwalira mu boodabooda, bayimirize obagambe nti eddagala lya ddwaliro lya balwadde, si lya kugenda ku boodabooda kugenda mu bitundu ebirala. Mutuyambe, muyambe gavumenti nayo esobole kubayamba okulaba nti eddagala lyewaayo libatuukako ate liyamba abalwadde abo aba bagenze mu malwaliro aga gavumenti. Mwebale nnyo. Ebyokuba eddagala ebyo si byange bya mukulu ono ya kajje anyonyole mu nga bw'abitegeera kubanga ffe tuwaayo eddagala abakulu bano be bakwata ababbi b'eddagala. Kati Dr. Warren ndowooza ojja kujja wano osooke otunyonyole mu lufuutifuuti ate onyonyole n'omu Luganda. Yese bujangwa
kale katutandikiraawo tulabe. Kati Mwami Sewanyana ye yabuuziza ekibuuzo ekyo. I think I start with Uganda. Mwami Sewanyana ye yabuuziza ekibuuzo ekyo, obale nnyo kukibuuza ekibuuzo ekyo. Ate wabaddewo omuntu ng'ayogera ku bintu bya bail. You are innocent until proven guilty. Njagala mukitegeere bulungi. Recovering the lost money oba okufuna sente ezo osooka n'owaaba omusango n'ogutwala wa DPP. Poliisi bwekwata ababbi baffe nga tumaze okubalondoola, poliisi nebakwata gye tukola nayo tubatwale wa direct of public prosecution. DPP yabatwala mu kooti ne batandika bail no. Abantu abo amagezi nnyo. Nina omubbi omu twakamukwata emirundi ekyo esatu ngabba eddagala. Bw'ava wano agenda Wakiso nabba eddagala, bw'ava Wakiso ajja wano nabba eddagala enakasero, bw'ava awo agenda nabba eddagala awalala. Alina emisango ekyo esatu naye akyatulemye. Twamukwata naye naafuna bail. Kati mwenga fourth estate, you need to talk about bail for those criminal acts. No, it's in court. I can't give you the name. You know that is sub judice. I cannot, but you know the person actually. You people know because you've covered the case very well. Kati chenjagala tutegeere kati okulikavaringa sente ezo kiba kizibu. Naye kambaweerezeko ekimu. 2021 fiscal year 2021. We recovered 6.2 billion shillings worth of drugs. Obuwumbi 6 bw'eddagala. Mu mwaka gwa 21-22 we recovered 2 billion worth of drugs. Obuwumbi 2. 2022-23 we recovered 1.2 billion worth of drugs. 23-24 we recovered about 800 million worth of drugs. We are talking about recovery. You want what I did not recover. This is the reason. Tubatwala mu kooti ne babeerayo ne banoonya lawyer, oba akatuukaawo lawyer ne bagamba nti lawyer ati mulwadde postponement. Ne muddayo ne bamuleeta n'agamba nti kati lawyer ono si kyamwagala njagala omulala. Ne baleeta postponement. Waliwo gwe twakakwata emirundi egyo esatu naye ng'atutwala mu kamunguluze bwe katyo. Waliwo be twakakwata Embaale nabo batutwala mu kamunguluze bwe katyo. Western region, same thing. I have the figures here. I can give them to you. But the biggest problem is that ababbi tosobola kuba bw'obanga tolina amagezi. Babeera n'amagezi mangi ate tebabba bokka. There is what we call syndicated corruption. Abeno n'abanoli n'agenda anoonya looyo omututu oli ow'omutawaana ne batambula bombi nga webonyabonya gavumenti ne tuddayo komawo ddayo. I have suffered a lot. I can tell you about that. Now somebody said, I think it is you, wagambye nti ania bed nze I don't remember your name, sorry ma'am. Susan yagambye nti Susan sisobola kubba eddagala, and you are very right. Tosobola kulijja mu store katani alijjamu? That's a very, very important question she's asking. And a thief from outside cannot steal drugs without collaborating with somebody in the hospital. And I am telling you, I am a physician. I am a physician. Some of us are thieves. We have nurses. Some of them are thieves. We have pharmacists. Some of them are thieves. Those, Susan, those are the ones who give you the drugs they steal. You go sell, give them a bit, they pocket. But we have them. We also have them. Susan yabadde abuuza ekibuuzo nti yenga Susan anaatuuka eri mu sitoowa eddagala aliddeyo eryo Moses Kababali yataddeyo. Ne mugamba nti nno ffe abasawo ababeera mu ddwaliro ffe tulina ebizibu. Oyo agaba eddagala pharmacist oba naasa alijjayo lino eryokwereza omulwadde empeeke bwesiti oba noono dokita awandiika. Ffena tulina ebizibu byaffe nga tuli babbi naye nga tubakwata. Bwe tubakwata they are innocent until proved guilty. Ne batandikirawo. Once they are in prison or in the cells, in the police cells for 48 hours, they start harassing ACP Kituma. Then the lawyers take Namara to court. 48 hours. Human rights. I don't know. Doli kata abunova koloti. Syndicated corruption. Ye beri eddagala Susan eriye Moses lyateekayo. Ate lye kyetulwanyisa ekyo. Ate nga tukirwanisa na kyekulwanyisa yonna. And I can tell you that we have many of them on bail. Yes. Yes.
What are these drug syndicates and what are those people specifically you're talking about? Give us their name. You have come to tell us.
What is your name? Let me answer the first question. What have you done? We have arrested them. They have gone to court. They have been arraigned to court by the DPP. Actually, it's not we have. The police has arrested them. We have arraigned them in the court. They have been given bail, Ibrahim.
How many are they and what are
There are very many. But hang on, Ibrahim. If you want, we can have a one-on-one interview. After this one, we can have. But I can tell you guys, come on, fourth estate. You know that it is sub judice for me to talk about names. Don't you know that? You want me to go to court? So, but suffice. No. What have you done? Yes, we have arrested them. The DPP has taken them to court. They have been given bail. But we are not giving up. We are still making sure they deliver on what they were. We are making sure that they have their day in court, and some of them are actually locked up. I think that's what I think I've made sure that I've also answered it. Syndicate. Banange syndicate ani agitegeera mu Luganda. Kati olukalala w'ababbi kati tugambe wetuti Ibrahim ali wali azze kubba eddagala n'asanga wano Dr. Namala yalina eddagala, Susan ye wa store. Kati fena twensatule ate waliwo noono policeman akuuma hospital. Kati bana 4 people olw'olukalala olwo gwe syndicate kyekitegeeza olukalala lw'abantu abo bana nga babbye eddagala sinakindi bajja kubirwaniramu mu mbaga neyo lwaggulu. Ate temubamanyi muli bamawulire. Nedda Susan sijja kwogera manya. The number, there are very many. I need to go and consult my numbers, but there are very many, I can assure you. There are very many. There are about 4 in Kampala, there are about 2 in Mukono, there are about 5 in Mbale, there are about 2 in Kabale, Western region, and there are about 2 in Chitagwenda, and I think there is 1 or 2 in Lira, and I think 1 or 2 in Gulu. Roughly. Yeah. Yes. Mukyala Kamya nti yakyogera yaboogera. Omanyi Mukyala Kamya si low.
Colleagues, thank you so much for the passion and the time that you're dedicating to this topic. That's why we're here. And if any questions are not answered, these gentlemen are at your beck and call. You can always call them and they'll give you the details. Next is police. Yes, my bosses. Police is coming.
Abakulu naze mutwetegeke kale in the interest of time kanjitemu mu bufunze naye kantandikire wansi ku issue gye mubadde mugezaako okubuuza ku ekintu eky'ennamba n'amanya. Leka nange nyimirire wano mpagire dokita ku kyabadde ayogera. Kati ngaffe police usually tutera okufulumya crime statistics ng'omwaka gukola ki era usually tubayita. So bwenzija wano kati nga bwenzize leero nyinza obutaba na exact crime statistics ezikwatagana nezaki, naye bwemba neetegese bulungi mba nsobola okuziwa. Maybe just kyenaalisabye leero leka tubeetondere nti tetubawadde specific names ate n'ekirala bw'oba osonsola amanya ne details ezikwatagana n'emisango egimu usually ng'omukulembeze oyina kuba mwegendereza kubanga oyinza oluusi okulinnya mu kintu kyewali badde toyogerako. So for today tubasaba mutusonyiwemu ku ekyo. Kanjogere kanziremu mu question omwami omu wayogedde ng'ogamba nti ogwo omulimu gwammwe poliisi ne NMS nedda ssebo. Ddayo mu constitution ya Uganda osome article 17, the duties of a citizen. Duties ndooza nyingi naye at least kankuweeko zino zenzijukira. The duty to cooperate with lawful agencies in maintaining law and order. Duties za citizen mu constitution zikukakatikako okukola ki okukolegana naffe okukwasaganya oba okukwasa amateeka. Then waliwo duty endala gyenzijukira gyetera okubabuulira nti the duty to protect and preserve public property. Gwe toyinza gamba nti eddagala bali eri balibba naye mwami Kamabaale yamanye ekyokukola. No. That property is yours, just like me and somebody else. So gwe toyinza kutusuulira mugugu okukwasisa kw'amateeka kwetaagamu omukono gwa buli muntu. Ekyokusatu, komawo ku poliisi. Bw'ogenda mu article yaffe eza poliisi kubanga tulina article 211 ne 212. 212 eyogera ku poliisi nti bw'eba ekwasa amateeka eyina okukolegana n'ebitongole ebirala n'omuntu wa bulijjo. And I think they always say to cooperate with civilian authority. That's why I am here. And other security organs established under the constitution and the population generally. Kati gwe munamawulire awo woogwa bwe nzija okukolegana naawe mba nina wensinziira. So ezo mbadde njagala nkole ki mbirambike bulungi. Ekirala kyekintu mukulu Warren kyabadde ayogerako ekya okusoomozebwa kwe tufuna bwe tuba tutwala abantu mu makooti. Ekyo kyayogedde badde temukitwala lightly nti omusango kyovola nti poliisi tutwala emisango mu kooti egimu ne giyitamu emirala ne gitayitamu. One, waliwo bw'osanga nga omuntu omu afunye obukugu mu kumenya amateeka nga amanyi engeri gye bakubamu amakoona. That is kimu. Ekyokubiri, waliwo bw'osanga nga bwe yabadde amenya etteeka yamekinze sure nti talekaayo kantu mabega, kye tuyita living traces. So ekyo nakyo kisobola okunafuya omusango. Waliwo kategori endala egulirira ba witnesses. Wali ogenzeko mu kooti ne bagamba nti ono witness mu luzungu, he has turned into a hostile witness. At least in my career as a police officer, ebyo bye tubeeramu. Ne mukwata omuntu nga amuyinako obujulizi wuuyo naye mutuuka mu kooti amuyinako obujulizi ne yeekyanga. Zafande ekintu nkivuddemu. Now, what do you want us to do? You have betrayed the prosecution process. Ate omugugu oli so kyova olaba kyekituleeta katuuti nga kano nti abo nabo tubayina. Ekirala bakyogeddeko wano, bona ba eddagala lya miliyoni 10 ne bakuba fayini ya miliyoni 5. Kulaki enkya toddayo n'obeerirala? Surely n'ekyo nakyo mukulu Kamabaale ajje wano akinyonyole. I think no, we really need to refocus on some of these issues. So ngamaliriza ebintu bye twayogeddeko, one, nawadde obukakafu kubanga waliwo omuntu yagambye nti Solomon Serwanja yafunako obuzibu lwa kulwanisa ki siina background information to that effect. Naye nga poliisi njagamba buulire nti egyo emisango gye mutera okulaba gyonna gye twala mu kooti tukolera ku intelligence. Ate intelligence gye tukozesa bantu, sources bantu. So naye nga kibaddewo nti nga bakulumiriza, bakuvuganya because ogezezaako okulwanisa omusango. Sometimes weetaaga n'otutuukirira ng'ekitongole kya poliisi. Nga bwe mumanyi ekitongole kya poliisi kirina omukulembeze n'emitendera emirala egijja wansi. Naye nga malirizira nga bwe ŋŋambye nti okulwanisa obubbi bw'amadagala is an issue of national security. Kubanga bw'onafuya ebya bujanjabyo eby'eggwanga oba onafuyiza eggwanga awantu awaluma. So kyova olaba bwe waliwo wonna we tutanabakwata ngaffe, leka tukolegane wamu. Era kyekindeese kwatagane wamu n'ebitongole ebirala tusobole okuwaayo eddoboozi nga lineneko. Mwebale nnyo, mwebaliriddala.
Thank you very much, colleagues. I think we've come to the end. I think if DG comes, it will be in English. And if he's comfortable, he can also share in Uganda.
Thank you once again. I think I had forgotten even my question, but now I remembered I have one question. It's regarding the guidance which His Excellency gave about issues of private pharmacies. I think I can confirm right now there is no private pharmacy in hospitals. The pharmacies which are there belong to the what? Belong to the hospitals. Even if you go to Old Mulago, the one on the upper side, it's actually government and the medicines are being provided for. It has been repurposed and is providing medicines for free. The last thing I wanted to comment was on the aspect of expiries, because sometimes very small things. For us when we plan that patients will do what? come. Like if you take, for instance, you will have cases of hypertension in pregnancy. But if they don't come, then you will have this medicine and you will do what? It will expire. It's very difficult if your patient came and the medicine is not one. So we make sure that on the other side, but as Moses has said, that we limit that this does not go beyond 5% of the existing stocks. So First Estate, definitely you play a very big role working with us. I think the securities here, they definitely will be able to take this some of the information in confidence, that we need to be able to address this challenge squarely. Because if we don't, it will be either, because it's a very thin line that we are here in this media center, the next thing that we shall be the ones who are seeking what? Seeking this care. So we want to be able to put ourselves that when we need it, the medicines are available. Many things can be addressed. Let's be able to get this information so that we can be able to improve the service. Let's contribute to it. But as I did highlight, let's also be able to prevent those causes which will make us to do what? Need medicines. Because medicine is not a solution. Because now everybody, even I'm sure all of you are consultants of yourself. You prescribe. You even don't do the consultation. So when you go to the pharmacy, you just say, I want this. We should avoid from self-medication, because we also run an aspect of drug resistance. So the aspect that we shall have these medicines, but they are not working. So drug resistance is a very big aspect, which is a new epidemic which is coming, that what we call antimicrobial drug resistance. So let's be able to work that we only take these medications when the doctors are prescribed. And when we are prescribed, let's complete our doses. Because the other aspect again is that we don't complete. And then we expect them to work miracles. So these medicine molecules work, but only they work on specific diseases. So we'll continue to engage, and as a ministry we will remain available and being able to see that we deliver what's required of us.
Thank you, DG. Thank you, our bosses. Thank you, the Fourth Estate, my colleagues. We're going to have a group photo in front. And ladies and gentlemen, again, just to reiterate that this is a national awareness campaign against pilferage of government medicines, and it is being championed by national medical stores. Will be available on different radio stations to take this message even further to the Ugandans who are not able to listen to or watch the televisions here. Thank you. We are open for engaging. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. We shall be available to serve you. Thank you so much. I'll request that we have a photo right in front.